Weakness, or the fairy hurts. It is the opposite of strength. From strength comes power. Power is a weapon, ammunition. The strong man has strength, but not necessarily power. The power of man is his union. Society in general, the state. The power of man is contained in his arsenal, in the things he produces. Power is therefore production, and production is the factory. Inventions are power. They accompany us and accommodate us. Power is therefore a tool of invention, because the imagination is power. The imagination comes to us from the fairy. The fairy is miraculous, although the fairy is imaginary. We know the fairy from our tales and our Disney stories. The fairy is the one who grants us our grace. The fairy is the one who grants our wishes. The fairy's wishes are good. This is why we also speak of the dark fairy, the dark force which is buried in us. The dark force is our adrenaline. Adrenaline is what gives us a burst of energy, often temporary, the time to calm down our anger. Anger is a destructive force. Destruction is bad because we care about our world, our earth, and our loved ones. It is good to be strong when power is measured. Immeasurable power is inestimable because we do not measure it. It is good to know how to measure strength and how to measure power in order not to do too much damage. It is good to have self-esteem to know ourselves. It is good to know ourselves to know who we are. It is good to recognize that for the universe, each of us is weak. Weakness is therefore not related to fatigue, neither to sleep nor to insomnia. Weakness is often a lack of energy. Lack of energy comes from a lack of social activity or a lack of physical activity. Also from a lack of varieties in our food. Because yes, there is physical fatigue, but also mental fatigue. Just as there is mental strength and physical strength. We only recognize physical strength and mental fatigue through our appearances. Because physical strength is the one that is seen and the one that is shown. Likewise for mental fatigue. The one who is mentally tired or the one who commits a burnout is seen. Strength and weakness are therefore visible elements, even complementary elements. Weakness is fatigue and strength is energetic. These are opposing concepts but still related. The state of mind and the physiological state only know these two forms. Either we are in shape or we are out of shape. To be in shape is to be healthy, and to be out of shape is to be in poor health. Health is judged physiologically and psychologically. Physiological health is that which is biological. Psychological health is that of our reasoning. The more we reason well, the more intelligent we are, and therefore the more we are in good psychological health. Biological health, that of our bodies and cells, requires treatment. Mental health does not always require physiological treatment, but in the case of psychiatry, we put our hormones to sleep. Hormones are stimulants and anxieties. Putting them to sleep via endorphins is like putting them away in our sleep and in our unconscious. Putting someone who is mentally ill to sleep is like making them undergo self-treatment via their dreams and rest. It is often said that rest heals, and that sleep advises, and rightly so. I am not a doctor, but I have experienced these states of health and these states of mind myself. That is why I am as qualified as a doctor to talk about them. It is often said that experience is worth 1,000 times more than words. That experience is as profitable as studies. I agree. That is my case. I often say that I am my doctor's doctor, because I am the one who experiences the disease, and my doctor is the one who studies my disease. So it is a collaborative work. Just like this writing that details my story and my reasoning, has a collaborative goal and not a lucrative goal. I wanted to talk about weakness, but I started talking about strength, as if to say that one does not go without the other. Weakness is an admission of fatigue, and strength is an admission of energy. He who is weak lacks energy, and by collapse, he also lacks strength. There is mental strength, which is intelligence and the ability to reason adequately, and physical strength, which is energy. Each of us has these two strengths and these two weaknesses. At least if it is not today that you have experienced weakness, you will experience it tomorrow. Age also pushes us back from our deadline. They say that with age we weaken and that with age we calm down. Others have been wise all their lives, and others have been weak all their lives. Your weakness and strength are in your honor, and that is what makes you a woman or a man. You are free to overcome your difficulties with the help of your loved ones, your company, and your social or medical network. I spoke of strength and weakness, both physical and mental, in order to help those who need it. Speech is the first remedy because all things were made by speech. Your father and mother named you, and you were. Speech knows how to give life as speech knows how to take back life. If this detail is missing from your life, now you have it. Because knowledge is a remedy as strong as the antidote. Your drugs are antidotes. Antibodies, antigens, antique, anti-episode, anti-epileptic, anti-care, anti-everything you need. Anti is the denial of what offends you and what obsesses you. The drugstore is often antinomic, therefore unpleasant, and moreover, anti-you. This oral is an antithesis between two opposing conditions, weakness and strength. And as I like to say, my weakness is my strength, and this has been the case since my early childhood. It is the analogy of a behavior, the bias of Rodrigue Rhesus Richerex. To retort is to regulate, and to regulate is to moderate.